Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Peace. NBK presents Emigration versus Colonization. Black Organization, late 1700s, Part 1. My name is Brother Seneb. Let's begin. Definitions. Immigration, the act of leaving one's own country to settle permanently in another, moving abroad. Colonization, the act or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people of an area. The debate. Since the late 1700s, black leadership struggled with how to properly address the issues with immigration or colonization. The violence experienced on the plantation, along with the terrorizing of free African Americans, forced the black community to take immediate action. These conversations existed before the birth of the American Colonization Society in 1817, proven by a letter from Anthony Taylor in 1787. Anthony Taylor sent a fundraising letter requesting assistance with securing land for an African colony to white philanthropists. Expressing his feelings, he said, "Our desire to return into Africa and settling there has to induce us further to trouble you in order to convey a more particular idea of our proposal. The plan is agreeable to us," he later stated. Paul Cuffey in 1811 sailed to Sierra Leone to investigate the young European colony, also providing advice to present and future residents. In a letter to a British abolitionist, Cuffey encouraged the establishment of communication routes between local tribes, saying, "As to my opinion in rendering the chief friendly towards the civilization, I recommend opening roads from tribe to tribe with their consent and establishing factories." James 14 was a black businessman in Pennsylvania in 1817. He wrote a letter to Paul Cuffey giving support and the feelings of others about colonization. The black community disapproved. "We had a large meeting of males at the Reverend R. Allen's church the other evening. 3,000 at least attended. Not one soul was in favor of going back to Africa." Continued. "They think the slaveholders wants to get rid of them so as to make their property more secure." Members of the community felt the American Colonization Society was a ruse. The idea of removing all free Africans caused concern. Relocating free Africans would hinder abolition efforts, removing its most fiery supporters. The institution of slavery would have had a stronger foundation. Thomas Paine chastised colonization supporters for forcing out American patriots who contributed blood, sweat, and tears to the development of the United States. Newport Garner gained his freedom and established the Free African Union Society in Rhode Island in 1780. His account while returning to Africa described in Samuel Hopkins' work, Memoir of the Life and Character of Samuel Hopkins, 1830. He mentioned, "One aged black was among the number, who seemed to be filled with almost youthful enthusiasm for the cause. I go to encourage the young." African Americans believe their social economic future will best be realized with returning to their ancestral homes. Gardner, along with Somar Nubia, left Boston with 22 Africans and traveled to Liberia. Some members did succumb to disease. Peter Williams Jr. in 1830 disputed the notion that colonization in Africa offered a better future for Africans in America. "We are to be improved by being sent far from civilized society. This is a novel mode of improvement. What hinders our improving here, where schools and colleges abound, where the gospel is preached at every corner, and where all arts and sciences are verging fast to perfection." Started in 1830 with the organization of the National Color Conventions. freed and self-emancipated Africans came together in local, state, and national political conventions. They strategized how they might achieve educational, labor, and legal justice during the decades when black rights were being constricted. Speakers at these conventions responded by calling for community-based action that gathered funds, established schools and literary societies, and urged for the necessity of organizing. Members of the black community were taking flight because of violence from white citizens. Reverend Peter Williams informed an audience at St. Philip's Church on the 4th of July in 1830. The colored population of Cincinnati were orderly, industrious, and thriving people. White citizens resorted to violence to compel them to go. Even acknowledging Haiti as a secondary option, still recommended to the audience a settlement at Lake Huron.